So you can just say your name, you can say VCBEATS, this is 50.
VCBEATS, this is 50.com.
And then I'll just get into a couple questions.
All right.
Ready?
Cool.
All right, give us a 3, 2, 1.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, my name's Andrew Sparkler. I'm the Director of Business Affairs at ASCAP, and I'm here with VCBEATS, and this is 50.com.
It's a pleasure to have you on this VCBEATS exclusive. I want to ask you, it's one of the biggest problems that you see with music artists is they're creating their work, but what are they lacking on the business side?
Well, in the interest of keeping this under 3 to 4 hours, I'll start with what I think I see the most, which is when you're talking about going into the studio with somebody, when you're talking about recording, especially hip-hop tunes, where you'll have so many people working on it. Folks think that like the splits just work themselves out. Like everybody's cool until the song blows up, and then like everybody's dead. So the advice I would give is figure that out ahead of time. Even if it's a hard conversation, even if it's like, you know, a bunch of people you're really tight with, and you're worried about disrupting the creative flow or whatever. You know, if you're in the studio, it's like what they were saying in the panel earlier. It could be an engineer or a producer or the writers or the pizza guy or who knows who's going to come out of the woodwork if that song becomes a hit. So the best advice I could give is figure out your splits in advance. You'll be a lot happier when the song comes out.
Should they get this in writing? Should it be a verbal agreement? How should they go about this?
I mean, I'm always a fan of writing. When I say writing, I don't mean some 20-page agreement. Write it on a napkin. You know, write it on the back of an envelope. You know, it's like, here's everybody and then the percentages. And then maybe, you know, everybody signs it. Done.
So with things like licensing and publishing, how does that benefit an artist directly?
Well, when you say artist, I guess the answer is depends, but it always benefits the artist because if you're, you know, the songwriter or the performing artist, if you're licensing, those are revenue opportunities. Now, the details of those opportunities could be anything. It depends on how the song's being licensed, and it depends on if you and I write a song and we're signed to a label. And the song's a hit. And then a car company comes along and they want to license the song. Well, the label's going to get some money and you and I are going to get some money. But if, let's say, same situation except for the version of the song that the car company wants to use is not the version owned by the record company. Let's say the car company wants to make their own version of the song. Well, then the label is not going to get the money. It's just going to be us, the writers. So it totally depends on the exact situation.
So artists definitely need to start doing research. With, you know, streams like the internet and things of that nature, they definitely need to get on top of this information to protect themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are a lot of books out there. There's a lot of good websites out there. Copyright.gov is a great website. ASCAP.com is a great website. There are many places, many resources you can go. But I think the key is to educate yourself.
My final question. I just got out the studio. I just made the best song of my career. I'm ready to push it. What do I do to protect that song and myself?
Register the copyright with the Copyright Office, which you can do that on copyright.gov. You can do that yourself. You can do it online. It's very easy to do. Absolutely want to register that song. After that, it becomes a question of how does everybody hear that great song? And there, I mean, man, there are a million different ways. You know, if you're lucky enough to have a manager or an attorney or a publisher, you can push it out through them. If you don't have those things, on your website, on YouTube, try to generate buzz. You know, social media. Do you have a Twitter following? What's your Facebook page like? Are you out on tour behind it? You know, there's I think the biggest misconception about making and it's changed, and I think things like the ASCAP Expo helped to change it, it's a ton of work. It's a grind. I mean, it's like, it's every day you wake up and you're obsessed with it. It's all day, every day, pushing. And, you know, the greatest song, what you think is the greatest song, that may not hit. It might be what you think is the worst song. So you got to push it all, because you don't know. You know, it's like you think you know, but you don't know. So I think that's do your homework, learn about the business, and then at the same time, like when you get on that creative grind, just focus. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, man.
You're a very busy man, but thank you for
Absolutely.
VCBEATS exclusive.
Take it easy.